you know, she organized all my life better than my wife sometimes. So,
ciao, Angela.
Hello, everybody.
So,
nice to meet you.
She's my slave. So
Yeah, exactly.
today she shoot me, you know, for the cooking class, for the close-up. So I think, Kathy, if you agree, we can start immediately. What do you think?
Yeah, go ahead. I'm still letting people in and responding to people. So take it over. We're ready.
Okay, so let's start with the main course because need a little bit more time to be cooked. So the main course is chicken with sweet and sour vegetables. Sweet and sour taste is a basic taste of Sicilian cuisine. It's very trendy and popular because, you know, Asian cuisine is also, you know, full of sweet and sour taste. Basically, it's a, how do you say, it's a latitude, you know, taste. I mean, all the places, all the countries that are in the same latitude love this sweet and sour taste. So, south of Spain, you know, Italy, Greece, Turkey, and also Japan, and also Mexico. You know, this area, you know, loves sweet taste and the taste of vinegar as well. Because remember that, you know, refrigerator is it's a modern, you know, machine in our place. So people use salt, sugar, and vinegar to preserve food. Obviously, in a place like Sicily, that usually is very hot, you know, you need something to preserve food. So people start to use also in the normal cuisine, you know, sugar, vinegar, and salted stuff to preserve longer food. And this is the classic example. So what we have is a classic chicken type, you know, small chicken type. This is a small chicken that, you know, from a farm. We are quite lucky because all the ingredients we use come from our area. There are small farms that produce for us meat and also vegetables, of course. So these artichokes come from Giovanni, the chicken come from Vincenzo. You know, I know perfectly all of them. And there are people that produce ricotta and cheeses. You know, it's quite easy to find beautiful ingredients in Sicily everywhere you go. This place is deeply influenced by the Arabs. You have to know that Sicily is placed in the middle of Mediterranean, you know, was during the centuries was ruled by different type of population. So from the Arabs to the Spanish, the French, Normans, and all of them, you know, left us many about their food culture. So basically, Sicilian food culture is a huge melting pot, you know, where you find something that comes from French tradition, other recipes that come from Spanish tradition, and so on. So especially this area where we live is deeply influenced by the Arabs. So obviously sweet and sour taste, the dried fruits, nuts, use of sweet spices like cinnamon or saffron are classic of Arab cuisine, and also, you know, and of Sicilian cuisine as well. So let's start cleaning artichokes. I don't know if you know how. These are beautiful artichokes. They're called tema. There are many different types of artichokes produced in Memphis. Memphis is a beautiful area to produce artichokes. So we have to, you know, start to clean them because it's better, you know, they stay in a cold water bowl with some lemon juice to be, you know, to take off bitterness from them. So what we need is take off. Be careful because they have spines sometimes. So we have to, basically artichoke is a flower. So we have to do this beautiful you know, play the same you do with other type of flowers. So I take off the chunks and then take off the top as well. Do you see that? So now we have this green part to take off. So peel the external part. It's quite easy. And then cut in two halves. Take off what we call the beard. You see that? This part, you know, better take off. And finally, pour in a cold water bowl with some lemon. This way, you know, they stay perfectly white and, you know, cannot oxidate. So we need another one. Artichoke season starts in Sicily. Usually for Christmas, we have the first artichokes. And, you know, till the end of April, we have artichokes. Different types. The best one is the Spinello. It's a beautiful artichoke full of spines. You know, it's beautiful. You know, taste is amazing, but we have just for 20 days. So now we have the Tema. That is the last one of the season. And that's it. So this is our first step. Okay, back to the chicken. Chicken tight, what we need to do is season with just 6 or enough. It's just for me. So black pepper, pinch of salt, both sides. Obviously, you know, you can, you know, season the chicken the way you like. I usually prefer a simple seasoning. This is the classic way in Sicily, just salt and black pepper. But obviously, you know, if you like more spicy, you can add some paprika, or you can add some turmeric, whatever you like.
Hey, Angelo. Angelo.
Yes. Sammy?
Excuse me. I had a couple people say they can't see the two screens together. I'm seeing that. I've got it on spotlight view. Put your thumbs up if you're seeing two screens together. You're seeing Angelo. Okay, good. We're all set then. Thank you.
Okay. Okay, this is a pork fat. Okay, it's a classic, totally untasty. Okay, it's just fat. We will use to golden the chicken. The reason why I don't use at the moment olive oil is because, you know, we need to golden brown the chicken tight. If I use olive oil, I will burn the oil. So olive oil is a fantastic, fantastic ingredient, but better, you know, don't burn it. If you burn it, you know, change the taste, change the chemical of the oil as well, and it became, you know, quite bad. I mean, you know, better use for fat. So first, the skin side. Skin side first. So at the same time, we start to prepare the vegetables we need. Beautiful spring onions. Chopped rings, not so thin. Like that. We have a couple of celery stalks. Okay, at the moment, obviously, I'm preparing like home style. Okay, usually at the restaurant we spend a little bit more time to cut in a very fancy way vegetables, but at home what we need is taste, not presentation is it's not our main focus. So chop the celery as well. And carrots as well. All this stuff will be used for stocks. So, very important now is no waste when you cook. So everything can be reused. Back here. More. The beautiful golden color. Onions. Near the onions. In Sicily, weather is always good. So usually we don't need to use any chemical to have, beautiful vegetables at home. Even at home, people, all the Sicilians, they have their own garden with vegetables, especially carrots and celery and onions and tomatoes. This is, very important for us, produced by ourselves what we need for the family. And this is exactly the same philosophy we have at La Foresteria. We have a lot of, I told you, producers that produce for us, beautiful vegetables and other all ingredients we need. So, okay, now it's good. Take off from the pan. Okay, discard the fat, and I can use the same pan for the vegetables. You see that? Okay, I start to have some bay leaves. We have beautiful trees. Bay leaf here. So now we have to proceed slowly. Okay, at the moment, the vegetables, take off the caramelization of the chicken type. So they take all the aroma from the chicken. The problem with the, this technology, at the moment we cannot share, the flavors. But believe me, is beautiful. All the vegetables, are exploding, and our recipe will be good. Unfortunately for you, my family will get this recipe tonight, not you, but believe me, it will be good.
Angelo.
Okay. Yes.
Somebody asked if those are boneless thighs or bone and thighs. They look.
I prefer don't take off the bones, because, you know, a good way to understand when chicken is perfectly cooked is just, you know, take off the bone easily. So, and, you know, this is a food for the family. So, you know, it's obviously, you know, funny as well, you know, eat with your hand. You know, I love this stuff. So, you know, I prefer, you know, leave the bones in, but if you like, you know, a beautiful, like spezzatino, you can, you know, take off the bones and make also small pieces of chicken. You know, the cooking will be faster and, you know, will be easy to eat. But, you know, it's a personal choice. You know, I prefer leave the bone in.
Thank you.
Okay, we're waiting now the caramelization of the onions. You see, you know, it's beautiful color. You know, everything starts to become a little bit golden, and it's time to add the white wine. Okay, some people, you know, when they use the wine in the cooking, you know, they have a corky wine, they have a bad wine. This is a big mistake, okay? Because if you use a corky wine, you know, you will feel, you know, this horrible taste and flavor in your recipe. So the best choice is choose a good basic wine for your recipe. For me, it's quite easy because we produce wine, so we have, you know, wine everywhere I look here. So we use La Segreta Bianco. It's a wonderful wine. Okay, so pour the wine in. Now we have to wait. Oh, flambe. You know, we have to wait that, you know, the alcohol evaporates. You know, when the flame is gone, means the alcohol is already evaporated. We add one of the ingredients that are, you know, specific and, you know, identify of Sicilian culture. That means peppers. Peppers, you know, are wild, grow everywhere you go in Sicily. And green olives as well. These green olives are the same we use to produce our extra virgin olive oil. They are called nocellara del Belice.
Angelo?
Yes?
Could you ask Angela to maybe mute her phone? Because we're getting some feedback. I'm just wondering if that would help a little bit.
Well, excuse me, could you repeat? Because, you know,
if Angela could mute her phone, the phone she's using.
Ah, okay. Sorry. What is the? I don't know, sorry. Technology. I cannot. Devi trovare l'iconetta. L'iconetta del posto.
Angelo, lascia stare.
No.
It's not that important.
Okay. So, you see, wine is totally evaporated now. We can put the chicken thigh on the vegetables. Add a little bit of chicken stock. I have already done, of course. So you don't need to cover everything, okay? Just the vegetables. With the chicken stock. Then we cover everything and cook slowly for 40 minutes. 40 minutes cooking. Okay. So this is the first step. We will finish this recipe later because, you know, at the last moment, we will add sugar and vinegar to give the classic sweet and sour taste to the recipe. The vinegar we will use is a Menfi vinegar. It's what vinegar produced in Menfi from Nero d'Avola is one of our grape, Sicilian grape. It's a red wine, usually produced with Nero d'Avola. It's amazing. It's very, very strong. Remember, like sherry vinegar or something like that, or masala vinegar is quite good. So we will add some sugar and vinegar later. You know, just when the chicken will be done, will be cooked. Okay. So next recipe is the dessert. Okay, because we need the cream has to be a little bit firm. So I will show you how make a simple milk cream, Sicilian style. We have the whole milk here, half liter. We pour into the pot. So this is cold. Okay, everything is mixed in a cold milk. So this is cornstarch. We add in 500 grams of milk, we can add something like 35 grams of cornstarch. And sugar, normal sugar, you know, usually it's a 60 gram, but, you know, we will make a kind of pudding using other sweet elements. So better, you know, put less sugar than normal. Normally, in a half liter of milk, we put something like 55 grams of sugar. But for in this recipe, we need, you know, less sugar. So just 30 grams are enough. And we have a vanilla pot here. Beautiful vanilla pot. So you have to cut and take off the seeds of the vanilla. You see that? This is the way. And put everything in the milk. The last ingredient for our cream is the lemon. These are beautiful lemon that grow, you know, back in the kitchen. We have probably 6 or 7 trees of lemon, so it's very, very, you know, natural. Obviously, if you have the possibility to use ingredients that grow around you, and you have to just pick it and use it, you know, the flavor, taste is always better, of course. You know, it's not the same if you buy at the supermarket or in a store, you know, beautiful vegetables, but, you know, vegetables and fruits, they have to be, you know, alive. I mean, you know, if they stay in a fridge or in a box, you know, they have not the same flavor, not the same taste. So we need the skin of the lemon, just the yellow part. Be careful, don't cut the white part that is quite bitter. So peel slowly just the yellow part. Obviously, lemon you use for this recipe, they have to be totally organic. okay? Because, you know, if you use chemical, forget it. Okay, this is what we call Bianco Mangiare. The origin of this recipe is from France. You know, blanc manger is the classic French recipe, but I told you before, you know, that many basic preparation of Sicilian cuisine come from other country food culture. So, you know, this is in France, it's called blanc manger. It's almost the same. What changed in Sicily? We add usually the blanc manger, bianco mangiare, some Sicilian ingredients like orange jam or pistachios or dark chocolate. Probably you don't know, but one of the first places where chocolate arrived, you know, in the past from after discovering America, it was Sicily. In Sicily, we have a very old school of chocolate in Modica, that is in the south east part of Sicily. And so chocolate is a very traditional ingredient for us. It's used not only for dessert, and not only for sweets, but is used as well for salty recipes. Sometimes, you know, you can find beautiful caponata that is a vegetable dish with chocolate, or rabbit stew with chocolate, you know. So it's used for both sweet and salty recipes. So we have all in. You have to whisk very well to dissolve the cornstarch in the milk. So when the cornstarch will be mixed with the milk, we can go to cook the cream. So you have to continue to stir. If you don't, you know, the starch go to the bottom of the pot and can burn it. So better, you know, proceed stirring. I will use a beautiful cup for the blanc manger. I will show you later. It's beautiful. It's from my grandma, you know, house. It's the traditional way. So during the minutes, we need to make the cream dense. All the flavor from the vanilla and from the lemon zest will flavor our cream. So it's easy, you know, it's a basic cream without eggs. You can use for many desserts, for cakes, also for, you know, for babies, you know, for children. You can mix with some cookies and you have a wonderful, wonderful, easy dessert. So it's a beautiful recipe to know. You can add the flavor you like. For example, you can add a different type of spice like cinnamon or cumin and mix with fruits, for example, with strawberry. Today we will use strawberry because they are seasonal, but you know, you can use with many different ingredients. So continue to stir till the cream will be dense. Okay, what we need for the recipe, I told you, is dark chocolate. I will show you the dark chocolate we have. This is the chocolate from Modica. You see, it's not like the normal chocolate you find everywhere. You see these white parts is the sugar. You know, the chocolate of Modica is a very unique chocolate because you know, the mass of cocoa is mixed with sugar. You see that? It's already done. So back to the chocolate. It's mixed with sugar at low temperature. So the sugar cannot melt totally in the mass of chocolate. So it's always like sandy, you know, it's a sandy texture. And this is what we like. Okay, we have here our beautiful glass cup. First, we have to sieve. We have to sieve the cream. To take off, you know, the lemon zest and the vanilla pot. So we have our basic cream now. Sorry, we have to clean a little bit. Okay. Okay, this is our beautiful glass, the traditional one. We can put some chopped pistachios. Pistachio is, you know, a classic and very common plant in Sicily. And the best, you know, one of the best pistachios come from Sicily, from Bronte, that is down of the Etna volcano. It's a beautiful place for the pistachio, but you know, we have pistachio as well in our garden here at La Foresteria. So we put the pistachio on the bottom to having a crunchy part. Then pour the cream.
Angelo, somebody's asking how much time, how long did you have the cornstarch and milk on the fire and what heat level?
Yeah, obviously, you know, it depends about the amount of milk and so on, how strong is your fire and so on. So you know, this is like an instinct. You have to see when this is the texture we need, okay? So if you, you know, use the amount I gave you and, you know, you do exactly what I did, you know, you will have this texture. When you have this texture, means the cream is ready. So here in my kitchen, I spend probably 5 minutes, but, you know, every place is different. So I cannot say, you know, 5 minutes or 10 minutes because it depends how big is your pan, you know, how strong is your fire, how much, how many, you know, ingredients you use. I mean, if you use a half liter or 1 liter, it's different, of course, you know, you spend a little bit more time. So, you know, don't follow the recipe is always good, of course, but, you know, it's just a direction, okay? Then you have to use your senses to understand when it's time to stop, when it's time to stir again, when it's time to pour a little bit more liquid or something else. Okay, so, you know, cooking is a, you know, share love with food. So don't, you know, read a recipe. Read the recipe is not enough, you know, for cooking, you know, especially Sicilian and Italian style. You know, you need to use your, you know, passion, your soul, and you have to feel what the ingredients say during the cooking. You know, I stop. You know, I don't use a timer for this recipe. I just feel that the cream was at the right texture. So, and I switch off the, you know, the fire. So this is the texture we need. Okay, so just few minutes to create a kind of crust, then a little bit of chocolate chips. A little bit more cream on top. And finally, we have strawberry curry. Curry is just mashed strawberry with some, just a little bit of sugar and lemon juice. So it's a classic puree. Okay, it's a strawberry puree. Okay, don't need to be too smooth. Okay, just mash 4 or 5 strawberries with a teaspoon of sugar and 2 drops of lemon juice. We put on top. Now we have to decor with some mint. Mint is another classic of our cuisine. And close. Okay, this is our dessert. It's beautiful, but you can use a normal water glass for this. Okay, you can see the layers here: white, dark, white, and red is beautiful. The classic combination of this color, is used in many brands. Advertising use the combination of the red, white, and black for many brands. Coca-Cola, example, is one of the most known. Okay, but many of them. So it works always. Okay, this is our first completeness. Okay, so back here, let me check chicken. Okay, you see it's quite dry now. So I just add 1 cup more of chicken stock to complete the cooking. Wow, flavor is amazing now. Okay, the last recipe is the artichokes and sardines, fried artichokes and sardines. First of all, we have to prepare the dipping because, will be a kind of a crunchy, crispy meatball of sardines and artichoke together. I will show you how to prepare it. And then if you want, you can dip in a simple mayonnaise made using a classic mayonnaise, a little bit of mustard, and chopped mint. So this is the mint from our garden. Mint and artichokes and also sardines is a wonderful combination, very used in the Sicilian cuisine. So I just chop the mint first. Mint has to be as fresh as possible, of course. I pick the mint just 1 minute before to start with you. It's easy to have fresh herbs at home. Just, a small pot, can give you a lot of mint. It's very easy plant to cultivate. And, it's quite easy to organize a small garden. Also in your balcony, don't need a big space. Okay, just your balcony is enough to having, 5 or 6 different types of herbs. I told you before about, follow the recipe and so on. One of the best part of Sicilian cuisine is the way the people get to give their personal touch to the recipe. Okay, nobody follow exactly the recipe they read. everybody, you know, in Sicily feel like a chef. So everybody, you know, try to give a special touch, a personal touch to the food. And, you know, one of the best way, an easy way to do that is use fresh herbs. Fresh herbs, more than spices, give your personal touch to the food. So it's quite easy to organize, I told you, a small garden just with a pot of sage, rosemary, parsley, thyme, mint, and basil. You know, these are the basic, sorry, the basic herbs for Italian and Sicilian cuisine. So then obviously there's marjoram as well, savory, and many others. But you know, the basic one, parsley, mint, rosemary, sage, and thyme. You know, these are the basic. Believe me, buy small pots and use the fresh herbs just when you need. Okay, when you need, take off 1 or 2 leaves and use just before to cook. Okay, so we have the chopped mint now. I put in another bowl. A teaspoon of mustard and a couple of tablespoons of normal mayonnaise. The mayonnaise we use is made using our extra virgin olive oil. So it's very, very, you know, tasty, and, you know, it's beautiful. If you want a light one, you can use a normal mayonnaise you buy at the supermarket. I will add a little bit of virgin olive oil. Okay. We can pour now a small bowl for the dipping, and go on with the artichokes. Okay, so this is our the artichokes we cleaned earlier. Now we have to cut in slices like that. Okay, thick slices like this. It's enough. Okay, next, this is fresh breadcrumbs. Okay, it's like panko, but from fresh bread. Okay, it's not dried, it's quite fresh. So what we do now is chop parsley. You ready? So chop the parsley. Don't chop too much parsley, okay? This is a, you know, a trick. If you chop too much, you know, the flavor of parsley change, became banana flavor. Believe me, it's not a joke. So remember, when you have to chop the parsley, just a couple of times, go with your sharp knife, and then that's it. It's not important if it's chopped finely or not, okay? If you chop very fine, take off, you know, the banana flavor, so you will lose the parsley flavor.
Angelo,
See,
how thick are the slices of the artichokes?
It's a 1 centimeter.
Okay, thank you.
Like that. I don't know in inches how much is it, but how many? It's 1 centimeter.
Those artichokes are beautiful.
Yeah, it's beautiful. You know, these are
in season.
The last of the season, yeah. So these are fennel seeds. Okay, another classic Sicilian ingredient. Add to the crumbs. This is pecorino, local cheese. You know, the Belice area, the area where we live, is very famous for the sheep milk cheeses. So, you know, Basteda, ricotta, and pecorino. So we use today pecorino, Sicilian pecorino. And if you like, just, you know, nothing of garlic. I mean, you know, don't exaggerate. Don't be. You know, garlic is very strong sometimes, and many people now don't love, especially in Planeta. You know, our bosses, you know, the family, the Planeta family, they don't like garlic. So, you know, for me, it was very hard to understand the amount, the perfect amount. And at the end, many years of studying, I found that probably the best amount of garlic is when you ask to yourself, is there garlic in or not? So if you're sure that garlic is in, probably it's too much. Okay, so especially for this recipe, we need, you know, just a slice like that. Okay, for all this crumb. So don't put too much. Okay, just crush this way. You see it? And add to the crumbs, just a little bit. And also our lemon zest. Pinch of pepper, pinch of salt. If you like, a little bit of chili flake, olive oil, mix. And this is another preparation, okay? Good. The last one, we have to make up batter, okay? Made the same, almost the same use for pancakes. So flour, eggs, and we will use not milk, but we will use water. This is, you know, better than, because many people use just flour, beaten eggs, and breadcrumbs to make a kind of cutlet. But for me, for this recipe, it's better use, you know, this butter. So we need the, so just mix, beat the eggs, the flour. The amounts are 400 grams of flour, 2 eggs, 2 small eggs, and 250 grams of water. So first we have to mix the eggs with flour. This way. Add water. So the result will be this sticky batter. Okay. Now, we have this beautiful sardines fillets. You know, the size of sardines, I know that in US, they are bigger than this, but, you know, for this recipe, you know, better, you know, this size of fish. So if you don't find sardines, you can use, you know, mackerel or other type of oily fish, even swordfish slice or tuna slice are good, but believe me, with sardines is the best. So look at me now. So what we have to do is pour the slice of artichoke in the butter first. Then add a little bit of fresh crumbs. Place a sardine fillet on the top, then again in the butter. And finally, in the dried crumbs. Like this. Press a little bit. We will have this beautiful cutlet of artichoke and sardines. Another one. Don't need to pre-cook, okay, the artichokes, because it's beautiful when they remain a little bit crunchy. Butter has to be quite sticky. Press. Another one. I love this stuff. This is very, very, you know, very, very Sicilian. You know, my grandma used the same. So today we will just fry, but you know, my grandma used the same recipe to make a sauce for pasta. So she prepares a classic tomato sauce using not fresh tomato puree, but using sun-dried tomato paste. And when the sauce is ready, she fry our cutlet, and then, you know, pour this cutlet in the sauce. So it was amazing, you know. Also, she had some wild asparagus that are seasonal as well. And, you know, the flavor is, you know, very, very good memories for me every time I organize this recipe. But today, just fried. They're good as a starter. They're good as aperitif. You know, it's a good idea to use artichokes and oily fish as well. Okay, the last one.
Angelo?
Yes.
Somebody asked about an alternative to artichokes because it's difficult to get those nice, beautiful artichokes you have there. I would assume there's another similar recipe.
You can use mushrooms.
Mushrooms?
Mushrooms are okay because mushrooms have umami taste as well. Okay, so they stay very, very, it's a very good matching with sardines. So you can use, you know, the heart of a mushroom like shiitake or, I don't know, like champignon or white mushrooms, and, you know, do exactly the same I did, okay, to having the same recipe. So on the bottom, you have the mushroom, and then, you know, you will put the same crumb and the sardines. You will have another type of recipe, but very good as well. Or if you want, you can use as well green tomatoes. With green tomato slices is another good option. So what you have to do if you want to use green tomatoes is cut thick slices, pour some salt on the slice, and let, you know, drain very well, like 10 minutes in a coriander. So to take off a little bit of juice from the tomato slices, and then do exactly the same. Okay, so slice of tomato, butter, then flavored crumbs, then sardines slice, again, butter and breadcrumbs, and then fry. Okay, let's warm the oil now. So the first sides we have to cook is the sides with the artichoke, okay, the artichoke side. And then, you know, the sardine one just for 10 seconds. To check if temperature of oil is good, just some crumbs. If it's fried, it's good. Okay, very important, don't burn the oil, but you already know it. You can put a leaf of parsley, so now it's good. Okay, so just the time, they have to be golden. So probably it will take something like from 4 to 5 minutes. Then we will reverse upside down to cook faster as possible the sardines. They will be good.
Angelo, what kind of oil are you using?
This is peanut oil, just because, you know, we need a little bit more time to fry the artichokes. If I use extra virgin olive oil, probably will burn, so start to smoke is not good. So better use olive oil, you know, raw on top, and fry using, for this recipe, you know, using peanut oil or sunflower oil, whatever. Usually, we obviously, traditionally, we use extra virgin olive oil to fry as well. But, you know, for some recipe, we have to a little bit, you know, forget what tradition say, because, you know, even grandma make mistakes. So better. Beautiful, crispy. Look at that. Crispy golden brown. The sardines are already done. Have you seen it? Very, very fast. Good. That's it. Sprinkle a little bit of salt, sea salt on. Place our cutlery. The dish. And dipping aside. I love it. I love it. That's amazing. You know, the flavor of all the herbs come out, and the pecorino cheese as well. So it's crunchy, but it's amazing because it's not common in Sicily to find this kind of. This is a perfectly Menfi area recipe. So you can find just in the Menfi area, and it's beautiful. I love it.
It looks amazing.
So let's finish now the chicken. That's beautiful. So spoon of sugar. And the vinegar, same amount. Just boil. A bit more stock.
Angelo, that looks amazing.
Wow, amazing flavor. So let's put in the dish. That's it.
Beautiful.
See the capers, vegetables, the olives. You know, this is classic Sicilian style chicken. And you can, you know, originally this recipe is made as well using rabbit. I know that not many people love, but believe me, rabbit with the same recipe, rabbit instead of chicken is very, very good idea as well. So if you like to eat rub it, you know, try as well with rub it. It's wonderful.
Good. It looks beautiful.
That's it,
I just wish we were all there.
Good. Let me take all the recipe we did. Aspetta. Questo lo togliamo. And that's it.
Yeah. If we were there right now, we'd be opening a couple bottles of wine and sitting on the terrace and enjoying our meal.
Yeah, I think so. You know, my wife and my daughters are waiting for me because in Italy now it's a dinner time.
Yeah.
So I told them, you know, I will prepare something special for my American friends, but unfortunately they cannot, you know, taste the food I prepare. They were so happy.
Oh, nice. Well, we won't keep them waiting. Any questions for Angelo? I know we had one about the dessert, and I will send you that recipe. Someone asked, what would you recommend for a wine with chicken?
So first, the artichoke. Artichoke are not easy to match with wine. Okay, it's one of food you know, that is very hard to match with wine. But you know, in this recipe, we have as well, you know, the fat of the mayonnaise. We have the oily fish, so we can use an amazing alastro, or as well Segreta Bianco. That is very, very dry and fruity white wine. Sicilian one is perfect with this recipe. For the chicken, it's sweet and sour, so the best matching is with our Chardonnay. Sicilian Chardonnay is very different, you know, if you consider French one. You know, it's very, very fresh and dry. So, you know, Sicilian Chardonnay is perfect to match with the sweet and sour chicken. And about the dessert, no options, because you have to use and try our passito di noto. It's a sweet wine.
Oh yes, scusa Buyar, yes, scusa.
It's a sweet wine. It's a sweet wine.
Yes, scusa.
What's up? I don't know. So, a dry, simple wine like La Segreta with the artichokes, Chardonnay with the sweet and sour chicken, and Passito di Noto with the Bianco Mangiare. This is the matching I suggest.
Okay. Well,
let me tell them just one thing. Okay, now it's a you know, it's a bad moment, but believe me, we will wait for you in Sicily. It's one of the places to visit, you know, after this pandemic. We live in a very, very quiet place, and you know, nature is our, you know, is our mother, because you know, every time you wake up in Sicily, you feel nature. Okay, you can see clean and beautiful sea. You can visit beautiful places. So we waiting for you. I mean, when will be possible, you know, book a holiday in Sicily, and you will discover a very, very family place. You know, we are good people, and you know, we are born to share our culture and our time with you. So we were waiting for you in Sicily as soon as possible.
We'll be there. Now, if not this fall, if not this year, I've already got a trip planned for May of 2021 with you.
Yeah.
And I know there's a couple people here that are have already signed up. So we'll be back, Angelo. But I just want to take a moment to thank you so much for doing this. This is just obviously we wish we could be there with you and enjoy the food with you and laugh and just enjoy your company. But we will be back, and this was a great way for us to just take a break and visit you virtually. What I'm going to do is I'm going to open up, unmute everybody, and if everyone wants to just, I'm going to put us all in the view, gallery view. And if everyone just wants to say thank you and ciao to Angelo.
It was great.
Ciao, Angelo.
Ciao, Angelo.
Grazie.
Grazie, Angelo.
Good job. Good job.
Grazie.
Thank you, Angelo.
Thank you, Angelo.
And I'll
Thank
send
you, Angelo.
everybody a link to La Foresteria so you can take a look at it. Okay? Thank you, everybody. Thanks, Angelo. Angela. Thank you, Angela.
Ciao.
Where's Angela?
Bye-bye.
Okay, ciao. Ci vediamo presto.
Ciao, grazie Katy.
Ciao.
Ciao a tutti.
Goodbye, everybody. Thank you.
Ciao.
Bye.
Bye.